Good afternoon, JCPS counselors. We are so excited to be a part of your PD this summer. Today, we are talking about bullying prevention modules and overview for all of you elementary school counselors. My name is Brittany Nip, and I'm one of the bullying prevention resource teachers. Also, who you will hear from today is Miss Crystal Carter, who is the supervisor of bullying prevention department. We also have our clerk. She's not on here, but if you ever call our department, she is happy to help you as well. And her name is Miss Janet Young. So we're going to get started. Thank you again for having us. We really appreciate all the work that the counselors do in JCPS. We know that you are the heart of the school. As a former administrator, I know that I dealt with things sometimes that weren't always pleasant, and you do as well, but you really reach the needs of the student and parents and staff at times, and you are the heart of your school. So we just want to thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication. And thank you for letting us be a part of the work that you do. And we really have come here to help you all and be a partner with you guys as you reach students and staff within your schools. So, Crystal is going to start today with our objective and what we're going to go through. Go ahead, Crystal.
All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you again for tuning in with us. I am Crystal Carter, supervisor of the Bullying Prevention Department. And today, just like Brittany said, I have a background in administration as well, elementary, and I always wanted to make sure as a teacher that my students knew what we were going to be doing today, what we can focus on today. So our objective today, or if you want to talk about lesson frames or any of those type of things, we're going to be focusing in on this. The bullying prevention team is dedicated to being proactive in the work of reducing bullying occurrences, increasing positive peer relations, improving the quality of school culture and climate here in JCPS. So those are the things that we are focused in on. And today's content, we're going to cover the why. We always hear Dr. Polio talking about the why, the North Star. What is pushing us? Why are we doing the work that we're doing? We're talking about our services that we provide. We're going to be talking about a new initiative that you're going to hear about today, and that's why we're here. And also next steps. What can you do in order to get on with this new initiative? So again, our focus is we're dedicated on being proactive in the work of reducing bullying occurrences, increasing positive peer relations, and improving the quality of school culture and climate here in JCPS. And you counselors are the ones that push that work. You're a part of the group, those frontline workers that push that work. So the why. Why are we here? The JCPS front, I call you frontline workers because you're on the front lines. You're in the trenches every day with the students, with the families, with the teachers. You see everything, you hear everything that's going on. You have a heart for the people. You have a heart for the stakeholders of JCPS. And we know that you already have so much on your plate. You have so many responsibilities. But our job is to listen, support, and to serve. We are part of the Culture and Climate Department, and the culture and climate of the school is so important. Culture and climate in classrooms is so important. And a part of the work we do is to make sure that we're listening and we're supporting and serving to help schools be better in that. And so that's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. That's the purpose of what we're doing here today and daily in JCPS. We know, counselors, there's only so much time in the day. Before you even get to school, you have to make your way to school. So you're at home. Many of us are parents. Many of us are sons and daughters. We are aunts and uncles. We have family responsibilities. We have children. We have other obligations. You may have a pet. You have things that you have to do even to get to your building. And so there's only so much time in the day. So when you get to your building, you still have to plug in different things. Every hour, somebody may be asking for something. Can you help me with this? Do you think you can cover this? Do you think you could help me work on this? I have a new idea. What about this? Or phone calls are coming in. Things are a little bit different now because of the a lesser amount of students that are in our buildings, but on a regular basis, on a normal day, the hustle and bustle, the flow of school is constant. And every hour, something new gets plugged into your schedule. And we hear you. We know that that's a lot. We know that you're dealing with a lot. You have a lot on your plate. But our goal, of course, is to listen. And so we've listened, we've heard you, counselors. And right now we're trying to support you and serve. And so we had a bright idea. We want to partner with you guys. I know as an elementary school assistant principal, my counselors always did guidance lessons. They always did things that were coming into the classroom, teaching kids about social skills and all those types of things. And so we want to partner with you and be a part of that. We want to be a part of those guidance lessons. And of course, we are the bullying prevention department. So our things will be centered around that. We want to be a part of the solution. So it's kind of a flow of things that you do. You're shopping for things, you get things in your basket, you want to transport them, figure out how am I going to get this here? How am I going to get this there? And we have this great tool, Google Drive, and you can just contact us. So I'm going to walk you through kind of the steps of how you think through different things or how on a daily you're thinking about different things. So as you're shopping, for engaging curriculum, engaging programs, new ways to connect with your students. You're shopping for things that are relatable. You're shopping for content that's student friendly, content that is age appropriate. You're shopping for things that may be trauma sensitive if you're a trauma informed school, or maybe you've been a part of the Bounce program or things of that nature. But you always are shopping. You're looking for new things. Your mind is always on how can I better serve my students? What can I bring in that will help students and to serve them to be able to teach them certain things? And so you get all those things in your basket, all those different things, the thoughts that you have, they're all in your quote basket. And now you're thinking, well, what do I pick? How do I prioritize what it is that the students may need? Or one group may need this, or one grade may be dealing with an issue here that another grade's not dealing with. So how do I prioritize those different things? And then from there, how do I get it from wherever it is to the school? Whether it's something that you have to, put a purchase order in for, or something that you have to sign up for, do PDs for online. But how do I get it to there? Do I have the funding for it? Do I have the approval? Do I have things that I need? The people that are coming in, do they have to be someone that's on a vendor's list? Or do I have, it's so many things we go through to just get guest speakers, to get people to come into the schools. But with us, we're already a part of JCPS. We don't have to do any of those things. We are here. We are certified bodies to be in rooms. We are okay with all those things. And so all you have to do is contact us. Our information we're going to share with you. I'll show you a little bit, but it's on the Google Drive. And so you'll be able to just ask us to have the information shared with you so you can see the content. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. But just contact us. That's all you have to do. Super simple. So we want to be a part of the solution to the problem. And now Brittany's going to talk to us about the services that we provide outside of just our new initiative.
Thank you, Crystal. So our department really works to provide educational resources and support to all of JCPS teachers, staff, students, and even parents. Anything that concerns bullying prevention, and we really intend to build capacity within the learner, whether it be a student or adult, because we want to increase awareness and really work to reduce bullying behavior. We are not a department that handles disciplinary action, so we don't come to schools and tell your principal or you that you need to do this or that. And we might offer suggestions, but we definitely don't handle the disciplinary actions. We offer educational presentations. Like Crystal said, we can come and do your guidance lessons. You can put us on your schedule and we can focus on bullying prevention when you would normally do your guidance lessons. We can provide presentations to your staff and also to your families. We monitor and distribute tip line reports, and we communicate with the assistant superintendent's offices. So if anyone files a report, whether it be via online or on our 1-800 number. We are the ones that communicate with the school, your principal or you or your assistant principal, and then also with the assistant superintendent office. We come and we can conference with students, we can conference with staff or parents concerning bullying prevention, or just to be a partnership with any one of those to make sure that we're supporting students and doing what's best for kids. We observe students in a classroom setting in an effort to pinpoint possible bullying activity. We can give, like I said, recommendations in an effort to help reduce bullying behaviors, but we do not handle the disciplinary actions for the student. We are also trained as OVEUS bullying prevention program trainers and are certified to train nationally to create a team within the school. And we'll get more into that in another PD that you'll be hearing from us. We also, just to break it down a little bit for the staff, we give summer PD, and this year, as last year, it's virtually. So we'll have that on the PD channel. This year, we're going to hopefully give in-person monthly PDs on different bullying prevention topics. And along with the student modules that Crystal's talking about with you all, we also have created adult learning modules. And then we also can give feedback from observations of coming in and just kind of seeing how staff's relating to students. Or giving suggestions on how we can be more proactive within the schools. So for students, like I said, we offer educational lessons. We'll come into the classroom. We can come during guidance time. We also observe students and situational things within the classroom. We meet one-on-one with students, and then we also do a lot of follow-up with students just to make sure that they're staying on track and they're in the best possible situation to make them successful in the classroom. We also mentor students, so we try to build relationships with kids and also do check-ins. We can do those weekly, we can do those monthly, but we really try to stay positive and proactive with students when we're meeting with them, and also include them in any decision making that happens to help them grow within the classroom. So speaking of the students and the lessons, Crystal is going to kind of go through that with you and what that looks like.
All right, thank you, Brittany. So the third thing we're going to talk about today is the new initiative that we have. We are trying to be proactive in the use of the lesson modules that we have to engage and to educate our students. I know in past, and I've been in this department for 2 years now. So when I first came, I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to learn and to observe to see how things were going. But one thing I did notice is that it was a lot of reaction. There's a lot of reaction to things. So the more that I learn, the more that I grow, and I learn about being trauma sensitive, working with our SEL department, learning how to make sure that we are being proactive in the things that we do. We can prevent a whole lot of things. We know that a ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. And so we want to be proactive in the things that we're doing. And so I know a lot of times things could be seen as punitive after the fact. When students have done something already, there is a punitive approach and they get in trouble for this or in trouble for that. But one thing we're trying to do with this new initiative is be proactive, and we want to make sure that the students actually know. Sometimes we hold students accountable for things that they don't know. They haven't been taught all of these different things. And we know developmentally, all students aren't in the same place. And so we want to reach out with you with this new initiative. We know that we're trying to reach all students, a diverse population of students. I want to represent this with the different colors, the different shapes and forms that students come in. But the things that we're bringing are going to be engaging. They're going to be student friendly. They're going to be content rich. We're going to be talking about bullying and prevention, conflict resolution. That's something that's so important. Many of our students do not know how to solve conflict. They don't know the difference between conflict and bullying, or being in a normal, healthy, pure conflict, which is normal. Those are things that happen all the time. We know that as, you have a counseling background, that's going to happen. That is a microcosm of the world that we live in. There's going to be conflict, but being able to resolve that conflict, to be able to come to a compromise, to be able to come to a resolution, to be able to work your way through the different parts of that conversation or that issue that you may have with your friend. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about: problem solving, conflict resolution, critical thinking. Many of our students are impulsive. Many of our students go from just thing to thing, and they don't really think about things. And so being able to take the time to work on and learn some critical thinking skills. How do I process? How do I go through this situation? That's going to be some of the content that we're going to cover in our lesson modules. They're also going to learn a lot about peer relationships, and not just peer relationships, but positive peer relationships. One thing that we know from working in schools and things of that nature, as far as culture and climate is concerned, that's the umbrella school that we're under here under Dr. DeFerrari, is that when you build positive peer relationships, it reduces the amount of negative occurrences that happen. Because if I see you in a positive light, we're friends or we're acquaintances, we have positive communication with each other, we have positive relationship with each other, I'm less likely to do something to hurt you, and I'm less likely to watch someone do something hurt you. I will step in on your behalf because we have that relationship. We have something in common that's keeping us together. And so, building those positive peer relationships, we know, will help to reduce occurrences of bullying. It will help to reduce those negative things that are going on and boost the positive culture and climate in the classroom environment and also overall in the school. And then the last thing that we try to hit on really, really hard in all of this stuff is advocacy. Students being able to speak up for themselves. If you see something, say something. This generation that we are living in, they don't it's something starting to be something now with everything that's going on in the culture that we're living in, the Black Lives Matter movement, all those types of things that are going on. We're being able to see people being more activists, being able to say, something's not right here, I need to say something, I need to speak up. But promoting advocacy, not only for other people in your classroom, but for yourself. A lot of students we know, they don't have the capacity, or they don't have it within them in order to speak up for themselves. They let things happen to them, they let things happen around them without speaking up. And so we are working, and these lessons will help to empower students to feel strong enough to have the esteem, to have that confidence in order to advocate for themselves and for others. So we want to just take a quick look at how the modules will work. So this is our lesson framework. I'm going to show you 3 different screens. But basically, there are 3 modules. In module 1, this is going to be Bullying Prevention 101. And as you can see, there are 3 lessons. We see L1, L2, and L3. About 3 lessons per module. But as you can see, there's a breakdown of the things that will be taught for each of the lessons. So for example, in lesson 1, we're going to do an overview of bullying. We're going to talk about what is bullying. What's the difference between bullying and peer conflict? What are the types of bullying? What do we know about bullying? And so some of the little page notes, those are things for us as far as Brittany and I are concerned, so we know what it is we're referring to or the resources that we're using. In lesson 2, the title of this one is Different Yet the Same. And we're going to talk about how we're different. We're going to be talking about gender, race, religion, disabilities. And we use a lot of different types of mediums. This thing here, Breaking Down Fear, that's a poem. That is a poem. And so just using different mediums, we both have a background in elementary school teaching. We both are elementary school administrators. And so we've gone through the different things. And so not only just presenting them with information, but having some engaging activities, talking, being able to share their information, share their opinion, share their experiences in multiple ways. And then at the end of that, talking about rights and responsibilities. So we do have rights as students and as people, but we also have responsibilities. So we want to empower our students. We want to show them, we want to grow them, develop them in different ways. And so this is what you would be able to see in our lesson 3. We talk about the bullying circle. That's something new, information you probably haven't seen before, and that comes from our Oveus bullying prevention program. Moving on to module 2, we're talking about supports for all. So this isn't just focusing in on the person that was harmed or the person that causes harm in lesson 2 or the bystander, but giving a little bit for everybody, because our research shows and we know we're OBS bullying prevention trainers. And so getting a lot of download on data and things of that nature, things that are up to date. We know that only about 17% of students are actually participating in the direct participation of the bullying situation. The other 80 something percent are bystanders. They're students that just happen to be around to see or to hear. And so we don't want to just focus on that small amount. We want to focus on the greater good. That's why we're trying to be proactive and focusing in on that bystander. How do you empower the bystander? What can I do to help? What should I say in this situation? What can I do in this situation? How do I advocate for myself and for other people? And so we have a lot of different materials and a lot of different ways to engage and connect, get the students talking, get the students thinking about what they would do in the situation. How could they react, or how would they feel on the inside with the emotions, and how do you push past some of those things? Because sometimes we may be scared. We may have some fear of what will happen or what will be said to us if we do this or do that in the situation, but being able to work through those things. And as you can see with the students that are harmed, being able to work on advocacy, being assertive, attention to yourself, paying attention to your body cues, paying attention to things to help you be things that will help you be more aware of your surroundings, so you won't be a you will be less likely to be a target of someone trying to harm you. And then working with that person that causes harm, building empathy, respect, accountability. A lot of our students, they're focused on themselves, very egocentric. And so being able to work with students on taking accountability and ownership of the things that they do and say with their body. And then in module 3, we get into improving the culture and climate. And so we talk about relationship building with the peers, with adults, and we have some things that have to do with nonviolence and a non-bullying pledge. And so we also talk about conflict resolution and communication skills, huge things. If we could get some of our students to really hone in on these things now, it would be so much better for the future. And so we want to promote advocacy. What would you do? What would you do if it were you? If you see something, say something, speaking up on not only your behalf, but on behalf of others as well. And so this is some of the main things that you'll see. This is our framework. It may change as we go or as we see the need for things, but these are the main tenets that we've heard. We've listened to you all. We've listened to other stakeholders and what they feel like students need to learn concerning. Then this is not just good for bullying prevention. This is just good, period, for students to learn. But we've listened and we want to support and we want to serve. Our resources for this have been Channing Bate. We have a great book called The Bullied, and Beyond that we use a lot of resources from. And then, of course, our Ovaeus Bullying Prevention Program. That is our research-based program that we have a lot of information and training from. And so we use a lot of the resources, we use a lot of their the pedagogy and their thinking and thought process, and the data that we say when we refer to things. So we talk about the data says, most of the time we're referring to things that come directly from the questionnaires and the graphing, the data that comes from students and schools that participate in the Ovaeus Bullying Prevention Program. And you've heard me say that several times. If you're interested, there is another virtual setup that we're doing for that alone. So if you want to learn about that program for your school, getting that program started in your school, implementing and having your own Ovaeus Bullying Prevention coordinating committee at your school, you can do that as well. And there's a counselor's breakout group on that as well. All right, the last step, I'm going to have Brittany walk you through what needs to happen if you're interested or if you want us to come out and work with your students.
Thank you, Crystal. So Crystal has gone through, a lot of the resources and the lesson modules, and we just want to be here for you guys. Like we said earlier, we really want to partner with you all, take maybe a load off your plate since you do so much. If you want to contact us, here are our email addresses along with our direct lines. Feel free to leave a message. If we don't answer, we're out of the office and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. So feel free. Either way, we can look at our calendars, we can set it up, we can come meet with you if you need more information. But again, we are here for you all. We really appreciate all that you counselors do. We know how much you guys are needed, and we just really appreciate you. So we look forward to hearing from you. And if you need anything in the meantime, feel free to reach out. We hope you have a great rest of your day.